This conference will now be recorded.
That's real creepy. Now, I guess I need to read the right to know. Mind if I take my mask down? Okay, the right to know law meeting checklist for the Tilton Budget Committee. As chair of the Tilton Budget Committee, due to the COVID-19 coronavirus crisis in accordance with the Governor Sununu's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, this budget committee is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there's no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to the meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, this is to confirm that we are providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We are utilizing what technology are we using? GoToMeeting platform for this electronic meeting. All members of the board of the budget committee have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during the meeting through this platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen and, if necessary, participate in this meeting through dialing the following phone. I don't have that number.
Is it the
Right on
top
the
of the
agenda,
agenda?
yeah.
See it?
Okay. Phone number,
Is second line from the bottom on the top.
the toll free. Okay, 1-877-309-2073. And the code is 689-470-829. If you have any difficulties, please call 617-286-4206 or email web@tiltonnewhampshire.org. Thank you. B, providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing this meeting via our website and the town kiosk located outside town hall. C, providing a mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anybody has a problem, please call the pre-mentioned phone number, I think, and both of which are monitored during the meeting, and the email. D, adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting, we will adjourn the meeting and have it rescheduled at later time. If you are a member of the public listening in and have questions, please write your questions down, and at the end of each topic covered, I will ask if there are any questions from the public before we move on to the next topic. Please note all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call vote. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states they're present, also please state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. Currently, we are in town hall, so we are not on the web or portal, whatever. So please state your name.
Christine Dembitsky.
Bill Lawrence.
Catherine Dawson.
John Scanlon.
And Janice Delacroix, the secretary.
Thank you. So then we can get on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of
The United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we're beginning the meeting at 7:08. And we'll start with review of June 24th minutes.
Was this one online? June 24th?
So,
No.
yeah, them all.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, good.
So we need a roll call vote.
Christine Dembitsky, yes.
Bill Lawrence, yes.
Dawson, yes.
John Scanlon, yes.
Any in the negative? I don't think so. Okay, so unanimous. Okay, so, see, we didn't meet in August, correct? And July, that last July 8 meeting was not a meeting. So we decided to just send the application letters out as we normally do without any changes because we did not determine or didn't have a forum to vote on that. So now we need to get a schedule down of meetings. I think last year we had about 17 outside agencies, not including the town, three departments. So I thought if we could get those into 6 weeks, we could do October and November.
I can give you a little bit of an update on what's happened. We have sent out the letters, as you mentioned, and we had a deadline of September 8th to have them back, which was yesterday. And I received, well, let me take a step back. I sent out 12 letters to 12 organizations. Out of the list that was provided to me, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were removed. 3 of them were removed. One was Lakes Region Planning Commission because they're on a contract. The other one was Birch Hill Kennels because they're on a contract. And Silver Lake Association was taken off the list because I guess there was only a temporary situation pertaining to milfoil or something. So they didn't receive a letter. That left 12 organizations that received a letter. And I have not sent a letter to any of the town type situation, whether it's parks, police, public works, welfare, sewer commission, Lockman, village district. I have not sent letters to. There were a few that were removed because they didn't get any appropriation last year. They were New Hampshire Future Insight, Red Cross, and Service Link Partnership for Public Health. So that only left 12 letters that went out to organizations, and they have all been returned except for one. We have packages for all of them. I've prepared some notebooks. I don't have them with me tonight because I want to set up the schedule for them to come in for their presentation. One thing that I did request from them was a preference date if they would prefer to come in. Phil had mentioned that he was going to, and correct me if this is not going to happen because I'd have to do some modifications, have a weekly meeting for the month of October. And so I gave them 4 dates. I gave them 5 dates actually, and did one in November, and the regular meeting date in November, which was November 11th, which is Veterans Day. And I think nobody chose that for whatever reason. But if we did, the way it works out, I said, tell me your first preference, your last preference, and sort of I'll try to match it up the best I can. From what I've received, it looks like it's going to be pretty, if we did four and limited them to 15 minutes, which basically, based from the notes, they pretty much did that in the past. They did 4 each meeting. That would take us through, only 3 meetings, and then we could schedule in the departments, however you want me to handle that. I don't know how you want me to handle that. I guess that's the question for the board. How is that usually handled? Do we send them a letter like we say, tell me all this information that we request from them?
No, because they're part of the budget.
Right. So what do we do? Just invite them in on a specific date for a specific date?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to make the schedule for the agencies and then make a schedule for the town departments?
Sure.
Okay.
And typically we do the town departments in December, right? It's getting closer to the end of the year. Does that make sense?
Yes, what we've done in the past is we've had the town departments and the board of selectmen here so that they tell the same information to both parties. Done that to do that, and it saves a little bit of time. Always are invited the selectmen to attend so they could have questions.
So that must be something new. Because when I was on the budget committee interviewed department heads without the selectmen. The selectmen interviewed the department heads without the budget committee.
Look through the minutes, we've always.
No, I'm just saying it must be new, but it's.
The selectmen were invited to attend.
Okay,
They can show up anyways. It's public.
it's a public meeting, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just think it's quicker for us if we interview the department heads without the selectmen participating. They can certainly attend, as you said, because it's a public meeting, but that's going to draw things out. We're gonna take it.
I'll do whatever the board wants, just no, if necessary, I can coordinate it with Gail or me or. that
Mhm.
we want to have that handled.
Do the department heads meet with the select board also? On
I
a
usually
separate
meet
time?
with Tim.
Oh, they just meet with Tim,
They usually meet with Tim.
Tim is usually here.
which now we get a detailed list, which I love. Tim.
Right, right.
Uh,
I know like the police department, public works, they do come up and select them, go over their budget with them, questions on it. So
I mean, when do the departments usually formulate their budget?
there's, I believe it's supposed to be in November.
Yeah.
As soon as we can get,
Middle of November,
I think as soon as we can get their budgets, we could set up appointments with them. But we need to get their budgets before we need to study that before we actually interview them.
Actually, I'm mistaken. It was the outside agencies, you're right, Catherine, that we invite the selectmen to attend so that when they make their budget. Correct, thank you.
Oh, you had me questioning
Yeah.
myself. My brain's going, what?
Yes, so when we do the outside agencies, we get a copy. They can go up
Yeah,
and make their decision.
yeah.
I think Tim's gonna let us know when the,
Well, I was just going to say that we're working on the budgets now, the departmental budgets. So that's ongoing right now, and hopefully by the end of September, we'll have our initial draft budget.
Yeah. I was just,
when will the final be?
because then the selectmen have to review their budget. You have to remember there's two budgets being created.
Right,
Right.
The selectmen's budget.
And then our
And
budget,
the selectmen spend a lot of time going over that budget.
And typically, sometimes there's changes right up to January.
Sure, yeah.
Next week.
So the selectmen's budget.
But I think on the outside agencies, if we're going to group three together, there might be some that have bigger budgets than others. And so we should spread
Right.
them out
Yeah.
so that they may need more time. And I would like to allow them to do that, but 15 minutes is pretty short time. But
Okay, I would just sort of try to go back to the notes and try to see how long that they spoke last year. And some of them were very brief,
right.
and some of them, so I sort of said, okay, these people have, 3 minutes, and sort of try to mix them, say, okay, two of these people want to have me in the first slot, so that's great. I'll put a long one and a shorter one. So, I mean,
As long as if we can get prepared and have the budgets ahead of time, then we can have our questions and it'll be a lot quicker. Yeah.
all right, like I said, I have all of them except for one, and I'm not sure if it's Old Home Day. I'm not sure if they have in the past.
it'll be slower.
What?
It'll be a little slower.
A little slower.
Well, they didn't have Old Home Day this year.
Yeah,
Did they still get money?
They shouldn't have.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if they received money, then that would be a carryover.
No, they didn't. They did not receive money.
Okay. But,
I think it would be good if we have those packets before the schedule, so, because I always have certain ones, they always have the same question.
Right.
And then I'll just email, say, get this report,
Yeah.
would be great.
One thing that I have done, and I have most all of the information. I got a few more today that I'll put them in, and that'll be final. The binders are all set. I also have gone back and I've taken the last couple, I think 2 or 3 years, I can't even remember how many years I did it like sleepwalking. Just cut and paste out of the minutes from the budget committee members, their questions, and so basically made it.
Oh,
This is, if you're seeing these top 3 people this week, those are the minutes you're gonna get, in your folder with them. So they'll be all together, so you can review that portion of what they have said in the past and maybe find out what is different for this year. I mean, I'm sure this year might be a little bit different.
That's very cool.
yeah, I like that.
Did you say you had 4 scheduled for each?
I can do 4, I mean, if you want to
I
do
think
3,
3 is.
if you want to do 3. then
3,
can
I
change
think
it
is
to
good.
3.
Because
Yeah,
sometimes
I
we're
would-
here till 10.
No. I made it, that's one of the reasons, I think, from what I heard from the past was sometimes people were like, that's just not a good night for me, and now they had, and then coupled with just ordinary things that come up. So I decided to try this system and see how it goes. I think it was very well received, so I'm,
I can give you a heads up, October 14th might not be good for me. I don't know if I can
you
make
think
that
it's
one.
close to a tax deadline?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we want to go with 3 per meeting. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, yeah.
Is everybody in agreement?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, and as far as the town, how do you want that handled? I'm not sure I heard that finalized.
I think we should wait until we actually get their budgets and then we can decide how we want to go forward from there.
Do we want to go on their preliminaries or wait till they finalize it a little bit more? Because you said preliminaries will be done at the end of September,
Right.
and that
Well,
might be too soon.
Well, we can,
I think it'd be good to see the preliminaries and
Oh,
then
yeah,
see
yeah.
if there's any changes. That, at
Yeah.
least we'll know at that point how it's looking for them,
Right.
what they're expecting.
Yeah.
So,
So am I hearing that we want to set them up beginning the end of September?
I would set them up as soon as they're ready. Tim usually sends out a letter saying, I need your budget, and gives a deadline.
They said at the end of September, I think, right? They're gonna-
Preliminary.
So we
Preliminaries.
start interviewing them in October.
Well, that's when we're going to start with the outside agencies.
Well, then let's start with them in September. I
Well,
don't know, for
yeah.
me, I'm more interested in our department heads,
Well, I don't
our
think,
budget.
yeah,
The outside agencies, I've already gotten mine, but I'm gonna suggest we give them, so.
If I could just say, I think the end of September is going to be early for us. That's my target date, but that doesn't mean that's going to be completed, and have everything in from the departments by that time. So,
yeah, I wouldn't expect really to work on the town budget until November.
That doesn't give us a lot of time.
If we got drafted towards October.
Somewhere in mid-October, so we could review that and be ready for November.
Totally.
'Cause the outside agencies are all fairly cut and dried. I don't expect anything unusual. I mean, they're all important local community agencies, which are probably being impacted or are being called on at these. So there may be increases asked for them, but we'll just review that. Yeah.
What I can put to the outside agencies, beginning October 7th. And so I did the 7, 14, 21, 28, and 11, 11. If you did four outside agencies, I might, you could get it in 3 weeks. It's only 12 of them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, we
And
could
that
start
would only take-
working on the town budget, yeah.
and then we could start working on the town departments and make that, I think,
Sometimes there's ones that we just don't need to talk to, especially if they flatline, and
Well, we've gotten rid of most of them, I think, but the other thing is that some people have, unforeseen circumstances and can't make the meeting, so we have to reschedule.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You want to punch it 4 at a time and then just get a little leg up on the other stuff?
let's try that.
do what?
So we're gonna go 4 a week, starting October 7th.
Okay,
And start the department at October 28th.
Sure.
That sounds good.
Or, early November.
Yes. We don't need to do that. We don't have any.
that's a good. So did they submit it to Tim first? Is that how that normally close?
Who?
The departments.
Well, they should submit a budget to us.
They submit
Right.
Yeah,
to us.
right.
Tim usually
And I'm
puts it
sure
all
that-
together, all pretty full and
I'm
sends
sure
it to us.
Tim is working with them.
What else do you think I need to know? And I'm not how your process works.
Have you read 32?
I read chapter 30, that book, yeah, I read almost the whole book. I was like, okay.
No, I mean, chapter 32, New Hampshire RSA, chapter 32, not the budget book.
Ours.
I think I'm including that book.
It's mentioned, referred to.
Yeah. Are you asking if I actually went and looked up chapter 32 specifically? No. But I can do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we would, at this point, we would invite any outside townspeople listening in. They could call in if they have any questions. That protocol, correct?
There was a member that said he might have difficulty showing up on Thursdays, job conflict.
Ted,
Oh,
Yeah.
Wednesdays, Ted, yeah, we talked
That's-
about that
yeah,
already.
We're gonna have to talk about that in a bit. Yeah, but what is the mailing protocol?
Well, that was how the departments are handled. I guess
Oh.
I will just phone the department heads. I don't have to send them a letter or anything. That was what I was asking about. So, yeah, that's all that was about, was the department heads.
Okay, do we have any correspondence? Just that,
What's in your folder?
I have one more question for the budget thing first. These outside agencies are they gonna be allowed to do remote or come in?
Implied, and I am, once I have a date, I wanted to get through this meeting and know what you wanted. I plan on giving them a brief cover letter and giving them some time guidelines, saying, we have 4 people, we have a small venue, but I thought in place was going to be a good idea. Christine, I saw one of your comments in the minutes that, some people might need a little financial assistance from their organization because they're just, coming back with information afterwards. So I plan on putting just like a line in there saying, if you need some assistance, from a finance person, having them on the go-to-meeting line might be something that's considered. I want to be careful with that because I don't know how long we'll have the go-to-meeting platform.
Well, sometimes the people they send is all they have to send, and that person knows nothing. So that's why I was like, as long as they know there's that option, and because, sometimes department heads or, CEOs or whatever, they can't,
yeah, there could be some wrinkle where the virus gets,
Yeah,
But I
You know,
assumed
tough
that
to
the presenter would be in person
okay.
with their support person, if they feel that they need that person, could be on the go-to-meeting line. So to
okay.
speak. I mean, does that sound like something reasonable?
yes.
Well,
When are
you
we
know-
getting the packets?
I'm just about complete with them. I did not bring them tonight, but I certainly, if I can have them in the office and you can either pick them up or.
Well, are we having another meeting in September?
No,
Okay, so yeah, we need that before the October 7th.
right, yeah,
So-
so
we have
you can
one
either
more meeting.
email it, can you email it, or,
Or just email and we can all swing by and get
oh, yeah,
whatever we
just
can.
let us know when it's ready,
Let
yeah,
it-
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I can do 2 things. Oh, as a matter of fact, one of the, just taking, community action program, they only sent 1 copy of their 32 pages. They said to make 16 copies, so that was a little outrageous.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I said I would make it available and if you want to see that, that's their audited report.
They only sent 1 copy of their
One
report.
hard copy, yes. They asked for permission. They said, 32 pages. We asked for 16 copies of everything. They felt like that was an awful lot.
I guess for 16.
Because they go to the select board as well. The packets that they send in also goes to the select board, alternates, and Tim, it sort of adds up pretty quick. So, yeah, so that was that.
Okay.
But to your question, I can have them, what's today? Today's Wednesday.
9th.
Right.
So, I can have them here on Monday. That'll give me a chance to make sure every book is 100% complete. I've been putting them together as I've been getting the information. So, once I have that,
Just shoot out a
minutes.
email and we'll
Yeah,
know.
if you want to swing by, pick up the book, you can do that.
Yeah.
Or if you have something in particular that you want, just.
I want it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right.
Absolutely.
I don't mind making copies of that if everybody wants a copy and even for the select board.
We can make a pair.
Yeah, yeah. that's right.
Oh, okay.
They-
I didn't know if it's
Yeah.
because they count per page.
We have enough
and all that.
copiers.
Right. Well, I'll make copies for everybody of that then.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
Thank
Okay.
you.
yeah, we'd like that package as soon as we can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just email and.
I will let you know if it's sooner than Monday.
Okay. Sorry.
Questions I'm going to want to know from all of the organizations is how they spent their money, their carryover money because of not.
Oh,
the delivery
COVID, yeah.
services from 2020.
That's a good question.
Because, they can, a lot of them will shut down, back to deliver, programs and meals. And they already collected from us for doing that.
And guess what? A
That's
lot of
right.
people, a lot of businesses got PPP, which paid all their payroll, even if the person was not working.
That's right.
So, and that's a forgivable loan and they'll have to pay it back.
And the other part of that would be, did you see federal funding?
Yeah.
Well, we did have that. Did we have that in the?
No.
No, that was in the
No,
new
'cause
one.
we had
that was in the
these-
new
Yeah,
one.
right, right,
Yeah, things kind of changed.
right.
Yeah.
Quick, yeah.
So, and that would be a general question.
Yeah.
that
So,
we-
if you could script that out, what your questions are, and send them to me, I'll be happy to, when I send my letter to them with the dates, I'll make sure that I say.
Oh, good.
All of us.
That would be
together
great.
Create something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
That's
in
the
the
questions.
proposed form?
Not really.
It was, and it said if you receive any outside money, there's a line in there.
I think it's specifically COVID.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
there was.
Well, it was
There's a
federal,
two-part.
federal,
The
any
part of it
money,
was in
so
here.
it would fall into that.
And how much carryover.
Yeah, but I think if Janice could just include that with their meeting date,
So,
they'll be ready. Yeah,
Such as like Old Home Day that got canceled, so they think that money.
Right.
But they didn't collect it.
they didn't get it anyway, so.
So that's the agencies did collect.
They did. Good observation.
Yeah, there was some aid loan, though, that they have to pay back at whatever, a very low interest rate, so they might want to decipher which. they
if
got.
you, over the next few days, if you want to either work on it tonight, or if you want to
Okay.
send it, even if it's, a sentence. Like I say, just incorporate it into the cover letter. Send to them.
It would be, any leftover funds there. And then you. And did you receive any special relief expenses?
Yeah, I think that would cover it.
I think that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
So did you have something as well?
No, that
That was it.
covered it all, yeah. 'Cause it's generic.
So the correspondence was looks like a thank you letter from the Community Action Program for their last year's little. Okay.
Christine, you probably have some other correspondence from previous meetings as well.
Yeah.
I think I have a couple of things too from previous.
Yeah, she wasn't at those
Oh,
meetings,
okay,
that's why.
okay. She's updated. Okay, so now I guess we're down to other business. Considering the meeting on a different night. So that Ted, but you said Ted was like
He told me
Tuesdays and-
Tuesday and Fridays.
Yeah.
What were his 2 days that he was available?
Tuesdays
That's
and
what he told,
Fridays.
yeah, I'm gonna look right now just to be sure.
Tuesdays could be cumbersome for me. because
Tuesdays would be
I have
difficult.
planning board.
Yeah, planning board and.
So
Yeah, I have-
he said Tuesday, I said, planning board's on Tuesdays, and then he said the only other day would be Friday, or he'll have to give it up. And he's driving till, they do deliveries till like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
No, I know.
So you could even do remote.
Amazon.
Sometimes we'll be home.
Can't he multitask while he's driving?
Yeah, right. I'm sitting there going, I don't know. but-
There goes the CDL, you know?
Is Friday completely out of the question?
It's tough. I think Friday's tough
Friday's
because
tough.
I'm getting ready for the weekend, or, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of a done the week kind of day.
Right, right.
I would if I, you know, have to, but that's kind of. And our meetings, what day usually? The first Wednesday or the second Wednesday, which would be the same as planning board. If you do a Tuesday, it would have to be first, third, or fourth. I mean, first or
Yeah,
third,
except that in October,
except for when we're here every
we're
week.
meeting
Yeah,
every week.
Right,
it's not
right.
gonna work.
In November, I mean, October, pretty much every week.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. The question is, do we want to give up our Friday nights?
Eh.
Too bad, yeah, too bad he couldn't
I'll
do
be the
Monday
first to
night.
say, I just don't think it's gonna work for me, just because people go doing grocery shopping, you're getting ready to
Yeah.
whatever.
Winding down. the week.
Well, that's just me, everybody else.
That,
Friday was tough.
It is.
It is. Well, I'd say let's put this off until the next meeting and see how Ted's doing. Maybe.
Yeah, and if he can
Yeah.
manage remote.
Right.
Yeah, but he's-
Yeah, if we do, I'll ask him when his dinner time is and things like that,
Yeah.
or something, I guess.
Yeah, but our meetings can go an hour and a half.
Right.
Or
I mean, we need the board members
I
too,
know.
that's the problem.
Tuesday's open, but I.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Planning board.
Yeah.
And we're just getting a quorum now. I mean, if Dick shows up, then that helps. But,
Yeah, he shows sporadic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
does
The
Dick
planning
call
board's
to say
tight,
why
too.
he can't make?
he called, he emailed, right? Couldn't make it.
And number, the link for Ted.
We don't,
We don't have
yeah,
any all.
we only have ex officio and all.
We're down a
For the
member.
select board, yeah.
I know we're.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Here's the question. If Ted can't make the meeting, then why is he staying on as member? And I like that as a budget committee member.
what was that?
So if Ted can't make the meetings, can't do Tuesday nights, that's for sure. Friday night would be really difficult,
Yeah,
so he can't make the meeting. He
Yeah.
can't really do remote because he's driving, that
Yeah.
would be safe. So therefore, he can't remember.
that's what he said. He
Yeah.
said he would have to,
Choose an alternate, so he can just remain as the title budget committee.
Well, it's a firm that.
Yeah,
and that's what I got
it's his
today.
job.
I guess I'll email him and see what his forward schedule looks
Yeah.
like. is possibly be able to,
Yeah.
would his schedule change or what? So that we can work with that. I mean, he could always go to an alternate status, I suppose, if we could find somebody replace.
You know, I was thinking, Jules was on the planning and budget. She had to get off budget because we had too many on both. So I don't know if maybe I'll text her if she wants to fill in.
Sure, I mean, we could always use another member anyways, so. We're
Well-
down a member.
Jules keeps for the water. That has to be the Long Creek Water District.
Right, I'm in Ted's spot.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that needs to be given a chance.
Yeah.
Sure.
It'd be nice if there was some way he could get Monday night off. Friday.
Yeah.
I think Monday would be doable, wouldn't it?
Okay, well, let me, I'll email. So, would Monday be acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will just make contact.
I just think we think we can see if we can work with Ted
Sure,
before we,
yeah.
you know.
Okay. Any other business?
So the next meeting is 10/7. I just want to put in my calendar because
That would be October
7, right?
Business, maybe Tim can back me up on this, but we've had very good success at collecting our taxes for this tax bill. Very concerned to us. We have some big players. Any of those who are not able to pay with us.
Could impact us, yeah.
Major impact. So Tim's been tracking that down, working on it. He is actually, we're on,
Great.
we're doing really well with that.
How's motor vehicles?
Motor vehicles.
Tim, you still there?
That was, he might.
You know it,
Tim, do you have anything you want to add?
nothing. This is very busy around here.
How's our motor vehicle receipts?
They're looking okay. They've caught up for the year. And where most towns are off, we're also off, which is in, building inspection permits, that sort of thing. So,
How's our,
but once Honda goes through completely, we may see some more, may see that rebounding some.
how is our estimated revenue? Were we off by a lot?
Can't really comment on it yet. I'm waiting on a couple of things. It is partly hinging on deeded property as well, what we anticipate we'll have in sale of town property. So it's not going to be that far off though.
Oh, good.
So we should, as long as things hold, we should be in decent shape going into the end of the year.
Very nice. He does such a good job with that.
Thanks,
He
Tim.
does all the worrying.
I know,
Thank God.
but he does.
You're welcome.
He's hard, and he's usually spot on with it.
Any other business? We will entertain an adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We should do a roll call.
Javitsky, yes.
Bill Lawrence, yes.
Dawson, yes.
And yes.
Thank you.
Great, time for Din Din.